Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2. And unfortunately, today is the final episode of Naruto, the God of Shinobi. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this story. And thank you for all of your help. All of the viewers, all of the likes and the comment. You guys really pushed this story and thank you for that. But today is a final episode guys, and I hope you enjoy this episode. And also go ahead and check out What If Naruto had 9 Kekkei Genkai. I posted a new episode of that on this channel. And also go ahead and check out Anime King, my main channel guys, where you can enjoy over 600 plus what ifs. And if you do enjoy the what ifs over there, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of Anime King. So I posted a new episode of What If Naruto was trained to be a mercenary over there. And I also post a new episode of What If Naruto went missing for 4 years. So go ahead and check out that and enjoy. So without further ado, let's start this new episode. So to do a recap on this episode for the last time. So the last time we left off, the Reaper brought Naruto back in time to a civilization before chakra, and this story has changed things drastically. Kaguya is not the one who is responsible for anything in this story. The Sage of Six Paths' father was the first person to get chakra, as the human race found a new source of power, and that was a 10th tail. And the Sage of Six Paths' father was forced to open the cell, releasing the 10th tail, who then split open the earth, drink the oceans as he destroyed the place. The Sage of Six Paths' father was the first one that possessed chakra, so after he escaped, the Sage of Six Paths was born, and he realized that he had strange eyes, as people cursed him and thought that he was the 10th tail or something to do with that. But he soon realized that he had powers that no other human possessed, as he then went to battle the 10 tails, and in the end he sealed it inside of him. So yeah guys, that was basically the last part we left off with the Sage of Six Paths telling Naruto his story. So yeah guys, you guys can switch across over playlist and check it out for yourself. So let's start this new episode. The Reaper brought Naruto and Fu back to the real world. So, did you get all your answers? The Reaper asked. Yes, said Naruto. So, now then, what are you going to do? The Reaper asked him. My goal is now, and will ever be the same. I will crush Konoha. But after that, I will wipe out all of the corruption in this world. What do you mean by that? Fu asked as she looked at Naruto. I will stop all the violence and bring this world to peace by starting by destroying Konoha. Naruto then looked at the Reaper. It's time for us to go now, he said. I wish you luck, Uzumaki, and I will be enjoying the show, said the Reaper, as he then vanished. So what now? Fu asked Naruto. I will destroy Konoha. What do you mean? Fu said. The preparations aren't over yet. Naruto slammed his hand together, and Fu then feel an immense amount of chakra coming off of Naruto. What are you doing? She said as she closed her eyes. When she opened them back, Naruto had truth-seeking orb around him. But it wasn't that alone. She felt power coursing off of him, as she felt a large chakra source. Naruto then created 3 clones. One of the clones then went up to Fu and picked her up bridal style. Hey, what are you doing? She said with a small blush. The clone then vanished in darkness, as the other clones vanished as well. Back at the Cloud Village, Sasuke and Mikoto was there along with Sasuke's team, as they were in the Raikage's office, who was silent because of the genjutsu that Mikoto put on him. It was then that the clone appeared in the room. Naruto? Said Mikoto. So did you finish what you were planning to do? Yes, I did. So what now? She asked him. I am going to destroy Konoha, said Naruto. What are you talking about? The preparations aren't finished yet. No, I no longer need the preparations. I alone will crush the place. He then poofed away without giving them another answer. What the hell is going on? Said Mikato as she got up. Sasuke, come on, it's time to go. Where are we going? Sasuke asked. Didn't you just hear him? We're going to Konoha to find out what is going on. Back with Mito and Kushina and the others, Naruto arrived in front of them. Naruto, said Kushina with a smile as she noticed the expression on his face. Why are you here now? Mito asked. I am going to destroy Konoha, Naruto said. What are you talking about? Asked Mito. We haven't finished the preparations yet. I no longer need the preparations. I will do it myself. Naruto, what are you talking about? Asked Kushina as she started to walk up to him, but the clone then vanished. In Konoha, Neji and Hinata were in a room as Hinata was the new head of the clan, while in the forest, Anko was just chilling on a branch. As Naruto appeared, a smile came on her face. Hey, what's up? She asked him, but he touched her hand and the both of them disappeared into darkness. As the both of them arrived in the Hyuga compound, as they were in the main study where Hinata was, with Neji. As Hinata smiled seeing Naruto, as Neji looked at Naruto, what is going on? As he didn't realize that the preparations were finished so quickly. As Naruto released Anko, as Anko asked him the same question, you guys need to leave now. Come with me. What are you talking about? Asked Neji. It's time. Have the preparations been finished? I don't need preparations anymore. The real me is coming here. The real you? Yes, I'm a shadow clone. And he will crush this place. So, come with me. All of them looked at each other as they extended their arms as Naruto touched them all and they all vanished in darkness. Meanwhile, Black Naruto was a distance away from Konoha, but he started to laugh. What is it? Kabuto asked. Get this Madara person ready. What are you talking about? Asked Kabuto. Naruto is starting his plan. And how do you know that? Kabuto asked. I can just feel it. He's changed. Something is attitude. And also that power of his. And I know exactly when is the right time to strike him down. So get Madara ready. And remember, cut all of his emotions. We don't need talking for this battle. As Kabuto narrowed his eyes. Meanwhile, everything was going off nice and smooth in Konoha as everyone was going their peaceful day. It was then that something crashed into the village like a bullet as the person slammed into the ground. Immediately, everyone felt the killer intent and the alarming rate amount of chakra. As Tsunade was still not back to the village yet after she left with Kakashi, so everyone was wondering what the hell was going on, as none of them had any idea about what happened at the Kage's meeting. Meanwhile, Mikato and her group was rushing towards Konoha. Damn it, where is Obito when you need him, she thought to herself, as she didn't understand why Naruto was pushing the plans so quickly. Back with Naruto, he looked around the village, this village that he wanted to burn. Hey kid, said Kurama, I was just waiting to see if you're going to explain to me what's with the new plan and the change. Well, you see, things are simple, Naruto said, talking to Kurama as if the people were not looking at him. I have decided to take out everything by myself. And I don't need help from the other villages. Your power is great, but still, that doesn't explain why are you doing this. Well, I just realized that I am blaming Konoha for destroying Uzu, when it was the village that just let Uzu get destroyed, but it was not the one that pulled the punch or anything like that. That was Kiri, the Cloud Village, and the Stone Village. And I am going to wipe them out all as well. What? Said Kurama. So you're planning on taking out 4 village by yourself? Kurama asked. Well, I have something in mind for that. But for now, Konoha is the first target. It was then that the remainder of Rookie 9 surrounded Naruto, Shikamaru, Ino, Shino, Sakura, Lee. Yes, that was pretty much them, because Choji was killed along with Kiba, and Neji and Hinata are gone, and Tenten was there also. Shikamaru looked at his group. You remember what we said? As they all nodded, Shikamaru quickly sent his shadow towards Naruto, as he caught Naruto, who wasn't paying attention. Now, said Shikamaru. It was then that Ino tried to use her mind transfer jutsu, as she hit Naruto with it. Her body then fell to the ground, as Ino found herself in a pit of nothing but darkness. It was then that she went too deep into Naruto's subconscious, as she saw something that made her shake. Naruto was in his own mind. He was just sitting there, his eyes closed, as she saw something behind him. A one-eyed creature, a huge monster. Naruto's eyes snapped open, and Ino felt her entire body start to burn, like she was literally on fire, as she was blasted out of his mind. Shikamaru looked at Ino as he saw her hands. All of her hands, from her shoulder down to her fingers, were burned, as Ino was out cold, unconscious. Shikamaru still had his shadow possession on Naruto, but Naruto was not trying to break it, as Shino then sent his bugs at Naruto. Naruto flared his chakra and the shadow possession break, as Naruto raised his hand. Almighty push, as all of them was sent flying back, as they all was sent a distance away, as most of the civilians that were trying to escape were sent flying into the wall, some of them hitting the wall so hard that they died. As Sakura charged at Naruto, as she infused her fist with chakra, as she was trying to just end everything with one punch. As she slammed her fist into Naruto's stomach, but Naruto didn't move or flinch, as she was surprised because she put too much chakra behind that. As she realized that she didn't hit Naruto, there was some kind of chakra force shield in front of him. The amount of chakra that Naruto was oozing out, it was able to quell her fists, so it didn't make an impact on him. Naruto then raised his hand as he smacked her away as she was sent down into the ground. As he finally spoke, "So, you're all trying to kill me, huh? Well, you're here to destroy our village, and for what you've done, we cannot allow you to live," said Tenten, as she summoned a scroll with 1,000 kunais and shurikens. "I am sorry, Naruto," said Lee, "but I have to take you down. I cannot allow you to live with all of the wrongs that you have been doing." It was then more Konoha shinobis filled in the area, as Naruto smirked. "I came here to do something, and before I do that, I want to wipe you all out with my hands. My rookie friends, you remember those days, huh?" As he then looked at Sakura, who was getting up. "Sakura, how many times have I asked you out on a date?" Sakura didn't respond. "You know, I asked you out a lot back then, but you always rejected me and declined me a date. But now, I bet you wish that you would have accepted my date and be with me, huh?" It was then that Choza and Ibiki appeared. As the both of them glared at him, "Let me guess, you are trying to find information about why the reason would I kill Hayashi Hyuga. But I wasn't the one that killed him. I knew it," said Shikaku. "So who did?" "It was Hinata Hyuga." "What? Hinata? That can't be," said Sakura, as the rest of the rookies were shocked as well. "Oh yes, she's on my side. And also, Neji is on my side as well, along with Anko." "Why are you telling us this?" asked Sakura as she looked up at Naruto. "It's because it doesn't matter if you hear it now or not." As Naruto vanished, as he stepped into Sakura's face, as her face slammed down into the ground, as Shino quickly sent his bugs at Naruto, but Naruto sent all of them flying with an invisible force. "You're all going to die," said Naruto, as he raised his hand and used one of his Truth Seeker orbs to create a staff as he moved his feet and pierced the staff right through Sakura's head, killing her instantly. He then vanished again as he appeared in front of Ino. Shikamaru was beside her as Naruto jumped a bit as he slammed his foot into Shikamaru's face, sending Shikamaru hurtling through some buildings. Tenten couldn't do what she wanted to do because her friends were around, as Anvus then rushed towards Naruto. "Move," said Naruto as he used an almighty push, sending all of them flying away. He then looked down at Ino, who slowly regained consciousness. The last thing she saw was Naruto's feet coming down, as Naruto applied chakra to his feet and squashed down, killing her instantly. As Tenten quickly jumped up into the air as she released her scrolls, as kunai and shuriken started to rain down on Naruto. But there was a shield around him that blocked all of those attacks. He then vanished as he was behind Tenten in mid-air. As he grabbed her neck, with one quick motion, her neck broke as she dropped to the ground. Naruto then vanished. As he reappeared behind Shino, he shoved his hand through Shino's chest before Shino could do anything, as he pulled back his hand as Shino coughed up some blood and dropped to the ground. Lee then came at Naruto with a Lee whirlwind. As Naruto catch his feet in mid-air, Naruto then slammed him down to the ground. "These bothersome feet," said Naruto, as he stepped down and breaking Lee's leg. As Lee was trying to get up, as Naruto quickly walked around, he sent chakra down to his feet as he slammed his feet into Lee's face, sending Lee's head flying across. As people far deep in the village saw someone's head fly across as they started to panic. Shikaku then sent his shadow at Naruto as his shadow connected with Naruto's shadow, but then his shadow on the ground started to burn as Naruto looked at it, as Shikaku felt like his entire body was burning, as it was a strong genjutsu that Naruto possessed. As Shikaku dropped to the ground, as his body was in intense pain because of the mental pain, his body reacted badly as his eyes rolled over. Naruto then floated up into the air. This village has nothing more left. As he held up his hand, all the truth-seeking balls came together as they started to glow. As Naruto then released it, as it dropped down into the center of the village. It then exploded as Naruto fly back a distance. As the village was teared apart, it was ripped up within seconds. Buildings, everything went flat. As Naruto then closed his eyes after the explosion, he felt a few more people survived. Naruto then flew to the outskirts of the village. As he reached at the gates of the village, Naruto then slammed his hand on the ground and the entire village started to shake as Naruto forced out a lot of his chakra in this technique. It was then that the entire village broke from the ground and rose above, as there was a gigantic crater in the earth from the village being digged out, as the village was now floating above. Naruto then used his hands as he was controlling it, as he turned the village upside down. He then sent it down back with a force as it slammed down into the crater, squashing anything that might have survived. As the entire village was turned upside down, it was a total chaos. All of the buildings were now underground. "Just to make sure," said Naruto, as he held out his hand. As a Biju bomb formed, Naruto then fired it down to the ground, as it exploded. As Naruto slowly went down, as he dropped on one knee, he used a lot of chakra, especially with that technique, to make everything rise. It was then a solid feet came to Naruto's face, kicking him, making him fly back as Naruto slammed into the wall. As he looked to see who it was Madara. But it wasn't the Madara that he was used to, this talkative one. This one was silent and his eyes seemed to have no life. Naruto then heard a chuckle. So, you finally completed your goal, as Naruto turned around to see Dark Naruto. You, said Naruto. Yes, me. Kabuto, Dark Naruto said, as Madara Susanoo then flared the perfect Susanoo, as Dark Naruto then jumped back as he went inside of the Susanoo. The Susanoo brought down his sword to squash Naruto. Naruto held up his hand as an invisible force stopped the Susanoo's slash. But it was putting in more force as Dark Naruto then placed his hand on Madara's chest as darkness flowed off of him and flew around the Susanoo, as Naruto couldn't hold it anymore because he was weak on chakra and the power that was coming down, as he squashed down on Naruto. As they lift up back the sword, as Naruto rose up out of the ground, he had a few scratches here and there, but other than that he's fine. I know that wouldn't kill you, said Dark Naruto. I can sense that your power have evolved. You have changed into something else, huh? The Susanoo rushed forward as he kicked Naruto straight up into the air. Dark Naruto jumped out of the Susanoo as he brought up his fist and slammed it into Naruto's head, sending Naruto skyrocketing down. As the Susanoo used his blade and hit Naruto right in the stomach as he was sent flying away. Dark Naruto ran through some hand signs. Earth Crusher, he said, as he lifted up all of the giant debris and rocks, as he slammed them on Naruto, crushing him under them, as he then fired more, creating more destruction. Die! Die! He shouted, as he was just raining down the debris on Naruto. It was then there was an explosion, as everything was sent flying back, as Naruto had his arms out. A few scratches here and there. He was now bleeding, blood coming from his mouth slowly, as Naruto wiped it away. Dark Naruto then vanished in darkness, as he appeared in front of Naruto and slammed his fist into Naruto's stomach, as Naruto fell to his knee. He then kneed Naruto in the face, as he kicked Naruto, sending Naruto flying back. As he slowly walked to Naruto, you destroyed the village, but now you waste a lot of your power, and you're weak, and you can't beat me. Hey kid, said Kurama, what are you doing? Hurry up and use my power before he ends up killing you. You remember I told you that I have a plan? Said Naruto. And what is it? Kurama asked. This, as Naruto shut his eyes, as he went deep in the mindscape, where the Jobi was. So you're here, said the Jobi. I thought you would have never spoken to me again after last time what I tried. Yes, you tried to give ownership of you to Dark Naruto. You're inside of me, so I am the one that will wield your power. Now, give it all to me. You really think you can handle my power, boy? That's not all. I will absorb you completely. Huh. Not even the Sage of Six Paths tried to do that. Do you really think that you can handle me? All this darkness, all this power. Naruto walked forward as he held up his hands, as the Jobi turned into chakra, dark chakra, and flew into Naruto's body. Outside, Dark Naruto reached Naruto as he brought up his hands, now to beat the crap out of you. Naruto snapped open his eyes as Dark Naruto saw nothing but darkness. As Dark Naruto was sent flying back, as Naruto's body started to turn, as a giant Jobi was formed. The Jobi then laughed. I am free! That stupid brat think that he could have controlled me. Shit, said Dark Naruto, as he realized how messed up this was. Kabuto, send the Susanoo after him and try to hold him down. Kabuto then sent Madara to attack him. Madara quickly brought down his sword, but the Jobi slapped it away with his tail as he sent them after Madara. The tails then slammed down on the Susanoo, burying it down into the ground, as the Jobi then formed a Biju bomb and fired it. Kabuto quickly ran through Hansai as he summoned a snake. The snake then swallowed him as the snake poofed away, as the Jobi released the bomb and exploded everything. Dark Naruto quickly teleported out of there as Madara's body was disintegrated. but it was slowly being reformed. That bastard. He let the Jubi control him just because he knew that he was going to lose. What is this? Said the Jubi as he started to shake. As he then heard Naruto. Did you really think that I would allow you to control me? Let's see who takes this body. No! You cannot handle my power! I already have darkness inside of me. My goal was set and done. Destroy Konoha. You think I would let you take me after I finish my goal? I have more things to do. So, shut up and give me your power! The Jubi then started to be sucked into a single thing. As Dark Naruto widened his eyes as he realized what was going on. When everything finished, Naruto stood there. Meanwhile, Tsunade finally arrived back as Kakashi was killed by Obito. As she finally arrived to Konoha, as she looked around not understanding what was going on. She then saw the giant thing being sucked into a single motion. As she was looking around, no, this can't be. As she dropped to her knees, did he destroy Konoha? As she realized that the village was buried, as she could see small shops in the dirt over there. As Tsunade looked over to see Naruto floating in the sky. Konoha was finished. Back with Naruto. Naruto had a smirk on his face as he looked down at Dark Naruto. As Dark Naruto realized that Naruto's appearance has changed. He was wearing a black suit now, shirt and pants black, with a kanji 411 on him. As he had a staff in his hand, a white staff. Naruto then slowly descended down to the ground. Kabuto reappeared with a snake, as he used a snake as a resummoning technique to get out of there. He then saw that Naruto was back. Dark Naruto started to step back as he felt the intense power coming from Naruto. Before he could run, Naruto slammed his staff on the ground. Dark Naruto then dropped to the ground as he felt a heavy pressure. As he dropped to his knees as he couldn't move anymore. Naruto then appeared in front of him. So, looks like I lost. I guess I underestimated you, said Dark Naruto. So what now? Kill me? No, I'm not going to kill you. Naruto then placed a hand on his head. I'm going to strip you of this humanity and your body. And you will be placed inside of me forever. Nothing but my adding darkness. As Naruto started to absorb Dark Naruto, Kabuto realized that they're screwed, as it doesn't look like anything can beat Naruto at this moment. As Kabuto was about to retreat, when Naruto finished, as he reappeared in front of Kabuto, Kabuto looked over and realized that he vanished from there. As Kabuto started to sweat, as he realized that Madara still hadn't fully regenerated from that last attack from the Biju. As he didn't know what to do now. Burn, said Naruto. As white flames came on Kabuto, Kabuto tried to do something, but they started to eat away at his flesh as Kabuto succumbed to the pain as his body fell on the ground. Naruto then looked over as he smiled. Everything was complete. His destruction is chaos. He then disappeared as he appeared in front of Tsunade. Tsunade, he said. Curse you, said Tsunade as she looked at Naruto. Naruto then walked in front of her. Go ahead. You already killed Jiraiya. You destroyed the village. Kill me. No. What do you mean no? That's what I said. No. I am not going to kill you. You were one of the persons who I didn't really hate that much. Just because you were the Hokage, that is a reason why you were in my way. But now that you realize, this village destroyed the Uzumakis. They were a part of your clan as well. Uzumakis and Senjus were cousins. So, I won't kill you. Instead, I want you to join me. Join you? And why would I do that? Well, where will you go if you don't join me? If I leave you here, other village will try to kill you because you were the Hokage of Konoha, and now that Konoha is gone, so will you join me? As Tsunade looked up at Naruto, as she had no idea what to do. Naruto summoned a clone, as the clone placed her arm on Tsunade's shoulder, and the both of them disappeared into darkness. Naruto then looked over, as he looked back at the destruction that he caused, as he then vanished. Back with Mei, and Mito, and Kushina, they all were rushing towards Konoha, as they wondering what the hell happened. They were going to the Rain village to talk to the civilians, but now, they all came to a stop when Naruto appeared in front of them. Mei was with Kojiro and Ayo, her personal guards, as they all looked at Naruto's new appearance. Naruto, what is the meaning of this? Mito asked as she looked at Naruto. As Naruto didn't answer, he just looked at Mei, as he smiled. Mizukage, Naruto said, as Kojiro and Ayo looked at Naruto and wondered what he was up to. Naruto held out his hand as his staff appeared. His staff then extended at an alarming rate as it pierced right through her chest. As the staff then retracted. Before Kojiro or Ayo could do anything, Naruto's staff turned into a blade as he swiped it, and the both of their heads were gone. Naruto, why did you do that? They were one of our allies. No more, said Naruto. I didn't want her to see what would come of her village. What you talking about, said Mito. You will see soon enough, as Naruto summoned a clone. Darkness then engulfed everyone as the real Naruto vanished. Naruto then arrived to Kiri as Naruto stood above the village. He held up his hand as a truth-seeking orb formed in his hand. It's better that you all don't see this coming, but because of your crime, burn. As he dropped the ball, because Kiri wasn't a big village, it was wiped out within seconds. That one explosion wiped out everyone, and now that Naruto consumed the 10 tails, he could feel if there was any chakra around, and there wasn't. As Naruto then vanished again, he then arrived in front of Mito, and Sasuke, and Kushina, as they all looked at him. Naruto, what's going on? Mito asked. Yeah, said Kushina. Naruto created a shadow clone as he vanished. They all looked at the clone as darkness engulfed them all. Naruto then arrived to Kumo as he looked down at the village. The Jubi was known to split the earth in half, drink the oceans. So I wonder what I can do with this power, Naruto said. As he then crashed into the center of the village, alarming everyone. As he placed his hand on the ground, everything around him started to shake as lava burst out of the ground, burning people and destroying the place. As Naruto fly up in the air, as a small destruction started to tear through the village. As Naruto ran through hand signs as he looked up into the air, it was then that a giant meteor with flames started came down. As everyone looked up and wondered what is with the shadow. As the meteor crashed, wiping out the village. As Naruto smirked, another one down, he said. Naruto closed his eyes. Found you. As he disappeared and appeared in front of Oniki. Oniki's sweat dropped as he stepped back. He betrayed Naruto and Naruto told him that he would make him pay. As Gaara was there as well because Oniki was the one who helped Gaara. Before any of them could say anything, Naruto snapped his fingers and Oniki found himself being dragged to Naruto as Naruto grabbed him by his throat. Naruto then made one quick motion with his hand as there was a crick and Oniki's body fell to the ground. Naruto didn't say anything to Gaara as he vanished. Naruto then arrived at the Stone Village. Stone Village, an ironic name, said Naruto. Perhaps I should end it with a stone as well. As Naruto looked up into the sky, no, I've done that already. I need to test my limits, what I can really do. Naruto then slammed his hand together as the entire village started to shake The village was rooted out of the ground like what Naruto did Konoha, as everyone was panicking and wondering what the hell was going on, as the village was sent straight up into the sky, as people start to find it hard to breathe because of lack of oxygen, as Naruto sent them straight up, as Naruto float up with it, as Naruto brought the village out in space, as most people already died because of the oxygen, but the ninjas hold their breath, as Naruto then threw the village into the sun. As Naruto came back to Earth, well, it's over now. Kurama then chuckled in Naruto's mind. Well, you really turned things in another direction, haven't you? Naruto then smirked. Now I can finally rest. I have completed everything that I wanted to do. Days later, Naruto was currently with Mikato, Sasuke, Sasuke's group Kushina, and Fu, as all of his friends were there, along with some new friends, Hinata, Anko, and Neji. As they were all at a giant safe house, Naruto explained everything to all of them, why he no longer needed the troops, and now they all could rest in peace and harmony. It was then that the earth started to shake, as the Reaper appeared. As Naruto looked at him curiously. What are you doing here? Naruto asked. Well kid, you messed up. I messed up? Naruto asked. It was then that Naruto looked outside to see 5 beams of light coming down on the earth. As Naruto went out there, the other gods, said the Reaper. What? As everyone narrowed their eyes, it was then that 5 supernatural beams that were taller than Madara Susanoo stood tall. Uzumaki Naruto, one of them said. Yeah? And what do you want? Naruto asked in an arrogant tone. Boy, we were the one who sent the Jobi to this place, and we rid it of all of his thoughts and everything. But you took its power, and right now, you possess power of gods, and we can't allow that. Naruto then looked at the Reaper. So what about you? Are you going to interfere? No, I'm just gonna watch. I told you. I don't care what you guys do. Alright, said Naruto as he looked at the 5 gods. You think you can kill me? I understand now why you rid the Jobi of his power and send him down here. Back then, it was more than 5 of you who took him on. But I realized that the Jobi's power was far stronger than yours. And right now, the power that I possess along with the Jobi's, it should be enough. As Naruto held up his hand, as all of the glow came off of his body, Naruto dropped to his knee as he focused all of the power in his right hand. The gods saw this as they placed their hand down towards Naruto. As Naruto released a beam, as they released it as well, as the 5 of them was pushing him back and Naruto was pushing them all back. You won't win, Naruto screamed as his beam started to take over all of them, as Naruto slammed the remaining amount of chakra that he had out of his body, as it then engulfed all of them, as the Reaper stood there as he just started to laugh, as they all was disintegrated within seconds. As the Reaper looked at Naruto, as Naruto's body fall down to the ground, Kushina quickly rushed over to him, and so did the others. But when they turned Naruto around, they saw a smile on his face. He's okay, said Kushina. Although Naruto's chakra was almost empty. So I guess this makes you the new god, said Reaper, as Naruto smiled. But guys, this is the end of the episode. So I hope you enjoyed this series, and I thank you all for your help and your support. And this is the final time you will be hearing Naruto, the god of shinobi. But I'm out for now. Peace.